Hey everybody, Frank Chen here with REIClub.com, the only site you'll need as a real estate investor. Today's quick video, we're going to be talking about some pros and cons to investing in duplexes. Now, like in all my videos, everything that I talk about, I include in the description below, so simply click the show more button and you can follow right along. Now, before we get started, let's figure out, which is better, buying a duplex or buying a home? Now, I want you to ask yourself a few questions. Are you currently renting a house, living in an apartment, a condo, or maybe even renting out a duplex? And the other question is, are you wanting to invest in real estate? Of course, you probably are if you're here. And then the last question is, how much are you currently paying for your rent at these certain locations? House, apartment, condo, duplex. Now, the reason I ask is because duplexes actually offer a great opportunity for first-time home buyers to kind of get involved in real estate, especially if you don't have a lot of money. Now, there are many scenarios where you can actually invest in a more expensive duplex versus a home and actually pay less on the duplex than the home's mortgage. Now, let me explain. Now, a duplex usually has 2 units. Now, as an investor, you can actually purchase that, live in one side, and rent out the other. Now, another thing you have to understand that duplexes are significantly more affordable than single home families, of course, depending on the area. Let me explain that in further detail. Usually, it's easier to make a mortgage payment because you are getting more rent per unit versus a home, okay? Now, what that means is, say you have a duplex that's around $200,000, your mortgage payment is just over $2,000. You can actually rent out the other half to help cover half that mortgage cost. Say they pay $1,300 or maybe they pay $1,200. So your mortgage costs are reduced down to maybe say $1,000 to around $1,200, which is pretty much the equivalent to maybe say $100,000 to $150,000 residential single-family home. So that's kind of how you see it there. Another great thing about duplexes, yes, they appreciate in value. So you gain equity there. You can also do rent increases to your potential tenant on the side. Also, they usually have lower insurance costs because really you're actually paying for your own insurance, and then the other side has to pay for rental insurance, okay? You can also deduct mortgage interest and taxes from income tax liability, and you also get additional tax benefits, such as insurance on your rental side, depreciation of half the cost of the building, among many other things. Basically, the one other unit is considered a business cost, so there's a lot of things you can write off there. Also, duplexes give people who used to live in an apartment the feel of a home, but it's much bigger than an actual apartment. Owner-occupants also are able to keep a close eye on your actual investments right next door, right above you, depending on how it's set up. Of course, if you're not able to find a tenant, there's a little bit of vacancies, you can always have a backup plan of renting out to a family or a family member or a relative. And of course, probably one of the biggest benefits is that you get to use the income that you make and the equity appreciation to invest in a future home, potentially a single family home. As a lot of the ways investors get involved in real estate is they start off in duplexes, okay? Now, there are downsides to investing in duplexes, and some are is if you are an owner-occupant living there, you are sharing a property with your tenant, okay? Now, also, it may turn off potential tenants when you're looking for them because they maybe don't want to live beside their landlord. Especially if they think you're one of those people who are going to be always knocking on their door, making sure their property is being taken care of, etc. Another common rental issue is you're dealing with collecting rent, maintenance, the traditional stuff you would deal with a single family home, but otherwise it's right next door, okay? And of course, as mentioned before, your tax benefits, it's only on the rental side is tax deductible, not yours, so you're missing out a little bit there. Of course, there is the possibility of odd hour repairs. Your tenant is next door, they can knock in your, if there's a leak or whatever, they have extreme easy access to you. So maybe you want to make a definitive line of what the operating hours are. Just like a rental property, you have to take care of yard maintenance, it being your neighbor. And of course, duplexes offer a stigma, which means it leaves a bad taste in most people's mouth when they think about it because they don't really know about it. So duplex rentals seem to be less desirable in homes that way. And of course, the types of tenants you're going to be working with duplexes is not always the case. Are I don't want to say lesser quality, but it's going to be more difficult to find a great tenant for a duplex than a home. This is not always the case, just a grearer probability. And of course, it may be harder to sell due to that stigma. People rather invest in a home or rent a home out versus a duplex, but it doesn't mean people aren't out there to do that. Now understand, guys, that investing in duplexes for either an owner-occupant or an investor will come with some of the same responsibilities as buying a house. Yard work, maintenance, and repairs, but it's also a great way to get started as a homeowner and in real estate investing. If your current living situation is an apartment building, you probably will feel like you're getting more privacy by moving into a duplex. While if you're moving in from a single family house, you may feel like you're giving up more. Now again, guys, this is Frank Chen with REIClub.com giving you a quick overview of duplexes. Do me a favor, leave comments below about what you thought about this video. Hit the like button because it really does help us out. But more importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can keep you informed when brand new videos are posted every week. As usual, guys, thank you so much for your time and continued support. I look forward to talking to you next week. Take care, good investing, and bye-bye.